Hi everyone, it's Marcy Dunning here from Stampin' with Marcy. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Canada, and today I am here with the Creating Kindness design team for our monthly blog and video hop. This month our theme is Spring Fling, and I thought this sweet little bunny card filled that theme perfectly. So my colors are Seaside Spray and Gray Granite. I am using the Springtime Joy stamp set as well as the Pierced Bloom dies. These can be found in the mini catalog. I'm using a square vellum doily as a stencil. The gold hoops embellishments. Now I have already gone ahead and stamped, colored, and fussy cut out my bunny. My bunny is stamped in Gray Granite. I have used the following Stampin' blends: Gray Granite, Petal Pink, Purple Posy, Seaside Spray, and Soft Sea Foam. You'll find the links for all of the products in my video description below. For my blog, you'll just click on that description or that blog link and it will take you to my blog. So let's get started here. We are going to bring in our basic white cardstock, a blending brush, and my Seaside Spray ink pad. This is one of the retiring colors. When this video goes live, I'm not sure if there'll be any left in the shop, as retiring ink colors do go quickly. Okay, so I've loaded up my brush, and I'm just going to take my doily and I'm going to place it in the center of my card front. And I'm using my grid lines to make sure that my cardstock is down fairly straight. I've loaded up my brush, dabbed off, and now I'm just going to come in. I'm going over carefully, not pressing too awful hard, and keeping it firmly down in place and moving my fingers. And I can also move my grid paper here to keep it so that the area is directly in front of me. I'm not reaching. This creates a fun and interesting pattern on your card front. It's fun to take products you already have and turn them into something else, making your products much more versatile. All right, so that should be good. We just lift it up to see, maybe just a smidge more. So I'm just going to carefully add a little bit more to my brush. Okay, so there you see I've got my pattern on there. I'm going to close up my ink pad. I'm going to grab my Gray Granite and get my sentiment on the bottom corner. Before I do anything else, welcome spring, over just a bit, as I'm going to be distressing that corner. Okay, so get these out of the way. All right, I've already die cut out my leaves with vellum cardstock, as well as my little three little flowers here, my little blooms. I've already die cut those out. So first what we're going to do is we are going to take our scissors and we are going to distress the opposite corners, one at the top and one at the bottom. And all I'm going to do is I'm opening my scissor and I'm just dragging it along the side, turning it over so that I'm going the same direction. This makes a little bit of a mess, but it's a cool looking effect for your card, I think. I don't want to go overboard with it, just slightly. Okay, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just kind of rough up those corners just a bit to soften the fibers. And then I have alcohol in a spritzer. I'm going to move this out of my way. And let's just, and I'm going to, on the back, I'm using alcohol because it dries much quicker. So I am going to just lightly give it a spritz, and that's going to soften those fibers, and then I can kind of roll it with my fingers to give it even more of a distressed look. And the alcohol is going to dry so much quicker than if you had used water. Now this has the stamping, so I have to be careful that I'm not adding too much, because I don't want it to make my ink bleed. And I'm just going to go just slightly. All right. Now I'm going to do the exact same thing with my Seaside Spray. So Seaside Spray and Purple Posy are retiring ink colors. We have new ink, we have new ink colors coming. That's okay if you get a little tear. Adds to the character of the card. All right. And then I'm going to do the same thing, each corner. That just softens that up a bit. All right. Move that to the side. Then we're going to do the exact same thing. Turn it over. Give the back side a spritz, both corners, and then curl with your fingers. Just to roll that up just slightly, and then you can adjust it once you get it onto your card, the card front onto there. All right, so roll it back and forth to really soften that. I might not have put quite enough up here on the top corner, but that's all right. I'm just manipulating it with my finger. All right. So let's take a look and see what we think. And I like the way that looks. So we are going to go ahead and put the lid back on that. Bring in my glue. And let's bring this back in so you can see the card as we're creating. All right, so we're just going to take this and line it up. Give it a press. Okay. Then we're going to fold and burnish our card base. Again, all of the measurements can be found on my blog post that coordinates with this. The link is in the description box below. If you're a new viewer and you have not subscribed, I would love it if you would click that subscribe button as well as the notification bell so you don't miss any future videos from me. The other participants, the names and links will be in the description box below, as well as the full list will be over on my blog, because not everybody does a video. Okay, so let's move this aside for just a minute, and we are going to take these flat little flowers and we are going to make them curled. So I have the stylist end in my Take Your Pick tool, and I'm going to zoom you in. I'm going to take it and I'm going to just do circles. You need something soft underneath, and I am just rotating just a circular motion, and it is creating that little cup-like for that flower, giving it a little bit more character. So I'm going to do that with each one of my little blooms here. And you can go as little or as much as you want, depending on the effect you're going for. All right. So then I am going to take my liquid glue and I'm going to put a little dot in the center. I always add a little bit of liquid glue when I'm going to be using any kind of an embellishment, as I want to make sure that they do not fall off. Okay, in the mail. So there's one, two, and three. Now, if you live in Canada and you do not have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator that you currently work with, I would love the opportunity to earn your business. The new annual catalog is coming out soon. Demonstrators are already getting their hands on them now. Customers will get them. They'll be released for customers in May. So if you would like a catalog from me, please contact me with your mailing address, and I would be happy to get one out in the mail for you. Okay, so I am going to use my glue dots here. So I am going to take a glue dot. We're just going to leave those sitting on the silicone craft sheet here. While we build up our wreath. Whoops. All right, come on. And then we are going to take, and I'm very visual, so I have to take and lay things out to see how it is I want them to be on my project, so I try to build it ahead of time on my silicone craft sheet so that I kind of have an idea, and I've got my glue dot ready right away. Okay, so I'm thinking that's going to be good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a glue dot, stick it on that leaf, and press. And then I'm going to put one here. Okay, so then I'm going to put this back on here the way I'm going to have my bunny, and I'm going to take a glue dot and I'm going to put one here, because by putting it on the gold hoop and not the bunny, I'm not going to end up putting, if I was to put it on the bunny, I would end up not necessarily putting it where I wanted it to be. So if I put it on the hoop, come on, get off my pick tool. If I put it on the hoop first and then lay my bunny over top, then I know I'm going to have that in the right placement. Okay, then I'm going to take a couple dimensionals, because this is going to be sitting up off of my card because of the hoop. So 2 dimensionals is going to be too much. So what I'm going to do, whoops, is take my backings off. And I'm going to add a glue dot, because it's going to give it just a smidge more height to that dimensional, so that it's not too awful saggy on my card. All right, so we're going to take you back out of the zoom. All right, so we are going to figure out whereabouts. So we need to put a couple glue dots on these leaves, the back of them, so that they will stick to that card front. And I'm wanting to make sure that I've got them where they're going to kind of be hidden, hopefully. All right. And I'm not worried about them all being attached down. They can absolutely, oh, I forgot I want to put a couple glue dots here too. So we're going to put a glue dot here on the back where my bunny, oh, I'm going to have to get another thing of glue dots. Come on, stick. And then let's get we want that there, and that one right beside. So now I know I can put a glue dot right behind here. So one here. All right. This is a lot of fiddly little work, but it is so worth it, I think. All right, so I want the center of that mask pattern to be kind of in the center of my ring. So I'm going to take and press those glue dots down, and I can see that I can add another one to this leaf here. And you can see that the glue dots really don't show that much through. It's okay. So now we are going to take our bunny and our hoop, and we are going to give that a press, and then we're going to attach our final little flower here, right up under there, so that it's that little cluster. Okay, and now we're going to add a few pearls. So let's go. Let's put one here and one here, and then one here. Okay. By adding that glue, it just ensures that they are not going to be going anywhere. Actually, let's do a little one for this. Okay, and then our final thing we want to do is take some Wink of Stella and just do the center of those flowers, just so it's very subtle. And there you have today's card. Okay, so this one here that I just created with you has a little bit more curl, but it's so soft and pretty, welcoming spring with those soft colors. Okay, that's all for me. Thank you so much for joining me. Remember to click that description box below to hop along with us and visit my blog to see all of the other participants, as well as get the measurements and product links for all of the Stampin' Up! Products that I used today. That is all for me. Thanks so much, and I'll see you next time.